people at MA have been working incredibly hard to make sure that we go racing in 2021. Rihanna is catching up with our CEO, Peter Doyle.
Peter Doyle, the CEO of Motorcycling Australia. How fantastic is it that we are finally back underway for a season in 2021?
Yeah, good to get going. We were interrupted all throughout last year, as was everybody else with COVID-19, but and we had almost got started at Phillip Island last month, but we finally got underway, which is great for everybody.
The sun's shining, the racing's underway, everyone's excited to be here. Thanks so much for joining us, Pete. Back for more action with the commentary team, Phil Harlem and Steve Martin.
Thanks very much, Rihanna. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people realise, Steve, the amount of work that has gone on in the MA offices to make sure that we're back out on track this year with all of the plans and legislation they have to compete with. It's great to see that we're out on track, and great to see that they've been working incredibly hard, developing juniors as well. The Blue Crew Oceania Junior Cup is that result. Hayden Nelson is starting from pole position as we get ready to go racing. Blue Crew Oceania Junior Cup is go. Looked like a pretty good start there from Cameron Swain on board bike number 26, and also young Nate O'Neill on board bike number 65 as they make their way down into turn one for the first time. Is that bike number 29 of our pole sitter, Hayden Nelson, that leads them through there, just waiting to see. The problem with these bikes, Steve, is that they all look exactly the same. They've all got matching Recondi leathers, they've all got AGV helmets, TCX boots, and the good news is that they're all on Pirelli tyres, so there's no worry about having to make sure that you're competing against people with different tyres.
And thank you very much for giving all of our sponsors a plug there. It's good to see that those brands are involved with making these this class happen, as well as MA. And the beautiful thing is it gives these young guys a chance that they might not necessarily have. This is the cheapest way you could ever go racing. Look up the details on the MA website. But we've got a race on our hands because these guys are really on it. Cameron Swain is out front at the moment with Nate O'Neill on the number 65 machine out in front. And it's Varus Fleming who's moved up into third position at the moment.
What we saw in the first race this weekend for this class is something that I don't see very often in the Blue Crew Oceania Junior Cup, and that is Cameron Swain taking the win by over 8 seconds over the rest of the field. So he is certainly on a mission this weekend. His fastest lap was some 2 and a bit seconds faster than anyone else out on track. And on the podium in that first race was Harrison Watts and Levi Russo. At the moment, it's Nate O'Neill sitting in second place, and Levi Russo, who was on the podium in race number 1, sitting in third place on board bike number 72. Then there's Varus Fleming in fourth place on board bike number 35. I wonder if he's a Cal Crutchlow fan.
He well could be, but as you say, Cameron Swain has had an incredible turn of speed this weekend. He's already got, as he goes over the line, nearly a 2-second lead, which is unheard of, especially at a tight track like Winton. But the rest of the field now, have a look at that. Harrison Watts just moves up into 5th position. Massive battle there, all the way back through to 9th place. Toby James in 9th at the moment. Lachlan Moody just behind him in 10th.
That Riley Nuato, I think they're on board one of those machines, bike number 42. You can still see the sticker on the front Pirelli that it hasn't worn off after these laps. Actually, no, that's bike number 35. That's Varus Fleming, who's you can still see the sticker on the Pirelli tyre. We've got one off track. Obviously, he's come from dirt track because he got out of there pretty quickly and back out onto the black stuff, which is where you're supposed to remain on the little Blue Crew 150 machines.
Absolutely. This is a battle for third position. There's a big group of guys. Harrison Watts on the number 14 machine just nipping up there. Good result for him to be in that position. He's hoping that he can break away from that group and catch up to Cameron Swan and Nate O'Neill out front.
So it is 12-year-old Cameron Swain that leads the field at the moment. Of course, this class is for riders from 11 to 16 years of age. I think one of the oldest riders that we've got in the class is Tate McClure, who's 15 years old. But as we've seen in the past too, Steve, that the younger riders are not necessarily the least experienced because they've all come from dirt track backgrounds, motocross backgrounds, and this is the way to make their way into road racing at a very young age.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a really super cheap class. Costs around, don't quote me, around the $8,000 mark, I think, to get one of these machines delivered to the track. All the gear, all you need to do is turn up and you get to race with the Australian Superbike Championship. And we've seen many guys come through this class now through the ranks and then get podiums as far up as the 600 Supersport.
So fastest on that last lap was obviously our race leader, Cameron Swain, a 1:44.4. And to give you an idea, his fastest lap in the race yesterday was a 1:46. So he has completely demolished his fastest lap from yesterday as well. So doing a pretty good job here. I think the conditions probably slightly better than what they were yesterday. It was very blustery in the conditions yesterday, and probably a couple of patches of wet tarmac as well, which didn't help. But to get around here in a 1:44 on a little 150 machine is a sensational effort.
Carter Thompson's brother, who we saw in the R3 Cup earlier on, Hudson Thompson, is making his way forward at the moment as well. So good to see him following his brother's footsteps. Riley Noata is in third. Harrison Watts in fourth, as they head round AGV corner at the moment at the top of the field. But Cameron Swain, he's that fast, he doesn't want to get any TV time. 1:44.4 for him last time round, fastest lap of the race. 0.6 quicker than Nate O'Neill in second.
Yeah, and just under 0.2 of a second off the existing lap record of 1:44.273 held by Jacob Hatch, set back in 2019. So very, very fast time there from Cameron Swain. And that lap record's very impressive because Jacob Hatch at that time in 2019 was not one of the lightest riders in the class either. He was far less aerodynamic than some of the other challengers for the Blue Crew Oceania Junior Cup in its inaugural year as well.
Levi Rousseau just on screen before in 7th position with Toby James just behind him. Lachlan Moody at the back of that group. And there is, of course, Cameron Swain. He's doing it pretty easy out front, tucked in. Look at the way he tucks in behind the screen there as he heads into Motul corner. Doesn't brake where a Superbike brakes, hardly brakes at all, but he does have a very Moto 3 style about the way that he rides that machine. So definitely on a mission. And of course the Oceania Junior Cup is proudly brought to us by Blue Crew.
Cameron Swain leads. His current lead is 3.7 seconds over young Nate O'Neill, who I don't think has been off a bike the last couple of weekends. Every time you see his Instagram posts, he's always riding at a different track or on a different sort of bike, whether it's a dirt bike, whether it's a road bike. I think he was at Broadford only a weekend or two ago riding, and in preparation for this event. There's no better way to get fit or match fit for a bike race than to riding your bike.
Yeah, and there's no better fun to be had than riding a motorbike either. If you're into it, people wonder why people get into it, but that's probably the people that haven't tried it, because it is just such good fun.
Surprised a lot of these fellas aren't down at your City MX track at Laverton in Melbourne preparing for rounds of this championship either, Steve, as we make our way down out of Dunlop corner now and down into the AMMF corner, looking at bike number 72, Levi Russo. He's got Lachlan Moody and Toby James on board the 27 machine right behind him as well.
Toby James is in the perfect spot now. He's got a decent drive out in the slipstream there. You can just see him starting to get pulled through, but it's Lachlan Moody who's got the slipstream. Can't do it though, pulls back out, and it is Levi Russo who maintains that position. A little bit of work to do for that group though, but up the inside goes Toby James, backs out of it.
So it is the Levi Russo, the 72 machine, the 12-year-old. He's about to turn 13, that leads this group at the moment of Toby James, who's 13. And also, I think the next rider back in that little group, Levi Russo, was 14. So it's great to see all of these young riders doing a great job as we make our way through the spokes.com.au S's with this group. Levi Russo on 72 doing a good job up over the hill. Is that 66 machine of Lachlan Moody coming down the inside? He is. So Lachlan Moody on board bike number 66 slots up the inside. So the 14-year-old makes a big move there. Oh no, he's lost the position.
Yeah, because Levi Russo said, no, I'm taking that straight back. He dove up the inside into Pirelli corner and through the Alpine Stars sweeper, takes that spot back. So Levi Russo is back out in that position where he was. Meanwhile, up the inside is Hudson Thompson looking for a way through. Big gap in front of him now, so he's worked his way up the 4th spot. Harrison Watts behind him trying to find a way past.
So Cameron Swain, our current leader, has a 4.5-second lead, now a 5-second lead over Nate O'Neill sitting in 2nd place. Riley Nuada in bike number 42 in 3rd position. As we look down at the Dunlop corner, the exit of the Dunlop corner, and down to AMMF corner as this group of three, 72, which is Levi Russo, Lachlan Moody and Toby James, make their way through there and head now down to the final complex of corners, which, Steve, as we've already seen, is a very, very important part of this track. Doesn't matter if it's on the 4th lap, doesn't matter if it's on the last lap.
No, it's definitely a good overtaking spot, and up the inside goes. He goes, and Toby James takes that spot. What a brilliant move by him, and just nips past Lachlan Moody. So definitely a man on a mission, making his way forward. Bit of a gap to do as they head on to the final lap for him to make his way to the next guy. But look at this, Cameron Swain on his own. He owns this track this weekend.
Absolute demolition job of the Blue Crew Oceania Junior Cup field by Cameron Swain so far in the 2 races, although he still has a few corners to go. We don't want to put the commentator's curse on him as he heads down now through the Alpine Stars corner. Will make his way into the very tricky S's section as he comes out of Alpine Stars corner and down into the Dane East turn.
So last time round, Phil, he did a 43.7. How's that for the lap record? Is that close?
That will be a new lap record because the current lap record was a 44.273. So he's taken half a second out of Jacob Hatch's lap record. An impressive result here, and also a massive improvement over his fastest lap yesterday. Although his winning margin, Steve, will not be the 8.8 seconds it was yesterday, because it's going to be closer to about 6.5 seconds as they make their way down through these final corners now. The first 3 very, very strung out, which I have to say is quite unusual for Blue Crew Oceania Junior Cup racing. We don't usually see this.
No.
But here at Winton Motor Raceway, that's exactly how it's been in this second race of the weekend for the class.
Cameron Swain, final 2 corners for him. Heads through MA corner and through Yamaha.
Out of Yamaha Revjihad corner, and that's exactly what he's done here this weekend as he makes his way to the start-finish line. Cameron Swain makes it 2 out of 2 on board bike number 26. He crosses the line with a fair bit in reserve. Second and third place are just making their way out of the final corners now. Coming across the line in second place, it will be young Nate O'Neill on board bike number 65. And he will be 6.4 seconds behind at the checkered flag. And in third place, it will be Riley Nuata as an impressive debut for young Riley, who I believe this is his first year in the Oceania Blue Crew Junior Cup. And great to see him on the podium at his first ever race weekend.
We will be seeing a lot more of that young chap, I can tell you, because that's a pretty impressive ride by him.
So the rest of the field coming through now. Harrison Watts on board bike number 14 will take out 4th position. Carter Thompson's younger brother Hudson on bike number 41 will take out 5th position. And that's exactly where he finished in yesterday's race as well. So a brace of 5th positions for Hudson Thompson. Levi Russo, Lachlan Moody and Toby James sought that battle out in 6th, 7th and 8th position. Varis Fleming on board bike number 45 in position 9. And Marcus Hamod in 10th position rounds out that top 10.
Yeah, that was a brilliant ride by all of those top 10. 11th, Ryan Larkin, Valentino Nekzovic in 12th, Tate McClure in 13th. Jack Favel in 14th, 15th, and the last point was William Hunt. Nicholas Lakuzik was in 16th, Oliver Skinner 17th and 18th, Eli Andrew.
Elijah Andrew, that's the man with the mad hair that you spoke to on Friday, that his nickname is Sideshow Bob.
They're all down in park.
Riders are back into pit lane now. You can see those quality Recondi leathers. That is all part of that package that you mentioned before, Steve. And as we mentioned, the championship points, Cameron Swain, 50 points. Harrison Watts on 37 is in second, and Nate O'Neill in third place. They have got one more race to go later on this afternoon as well. So those championship positions could change, but you'd have to be a game man to bet against Cameron Swain taking another win.
Yeah, absolutely. Harrison Watts sits in second in that championship at the moment, with Nate O'Neill just behind him. And Levi Russo in fourth. Keep an eye on him because he's not scared to, mix it up. And Riley Nuota, what a great job he did as well to get on the podium and boost his points score.
Time to hear from our top 3. They're with Rihanna.
They are, and I have a debutant for the Blue Crew Oceania Junior Cup, Riley Nuota, your first time racing, and look at you on the podium. Congratulations, Riley.
Thank you. I had a good race, stuffed up my start, but ended up with a strong position.
And look at you, got your very first TV interview. Congratulations, Riley. In second position, Nate O'Neill. Congratulations, Nate. Fantastic racing out there. Well done.
Thank you very much. I'm so happy with my result.
Well done. Congratulations. Another race for you guys coming up. And in first position, he has completely dominated the OJC Cup so far this weekend. Cameron Swain, congratulations, Cam. How was it out there?
Yeah, thanks. I was feeling real comfortable out there on the bike. But I'd just like to thank my mum and dad for bringing me, and all the OJC supporters, Yamaha, Recondi, AGV, Pirelli, Ollins. Without all these sponsors, we couldn't do this project without them.
Absolutely, you said it perfectly. Congratulations, Cameron Swain, Nate O'Neill and Riley Nauta, our top 3 for race 2 of the Oceania Junior Cup.
Thanks very much, Rihanna. Congratulations to our top 3, Cameron Swain, Nate O'Neill and Riley Nauta. Plenty more action coming here from Winton. It's the 2021 My Bike Motorcycle Insurance Australian Superbike Championship presented by Motul. Back shortly. Welcome back to Winton Motor Raceway and the My Bike Motorcycle Insurance Australian Superbike Championships presented by Motul. The Supersport 300 riders presented by Dunlop are out on track and we are getting ready to go racing. Carter Thompson will start from pole position with Benny Baker in second and Tom Drain in third.
Reese Orchard, Brandon Demery and Jacob Hatch are your second row.
Zach Johnson, Joe Marinello and Caleb Gilmore make up row 3 with a good mix, a couple of Ninja 400s in there as well, Steve.
Silas Bunting, Peter Nerlich and Cameron Dunker, row 4.
Jay Russo, Matty Rindell and Lucas Quinn, who's stepping up from the Blue Crew Oceania Junior Cup on row 5.
And row 6 is Zach Patendi, Clay Clegg and James Jacobs.
Row 7 will be Zane Kinner, Jake Farnsworth and Teo Akusu.
Glenn Nelson, Varys Fleming, Laura Brown and Jonathan Belus finish up the grid.
Yeah, Jonathan making his road racing debut here this weekend. So a good weekend here for JJ on board bike number 20. Got a good finish in the races earlier on this weekend and looking to continue that through into his final 2 races of the weekend. But at the moment, no one seems to be able to get near Carter Thompson in this class, Steve, and his lap times are impressive. His pole position was impressive. Let's see how impressive he is in this one on board bike number 50, a former champion in the Blue Crew Oceania Junior Cup. Dunlop Supersport 300, ready to go. Supersport 300 is go. Look at the start there from Tom Drain on board bike number 59, the all-red machine. He's got a cracking start. Can he take the lead as they go down into turn 1? No. He's dropped back to 4th position. Up into the lead, it is Carter Thompson, our pole sitter. And in 2nd position, I think that you'll find that is the bike number 72 of Benny Baker and the 121 of Reese Orchard. A cracking start. He's up into 3rd place. He's having a whale of a time riding for the GP team this weekend as a replacement for Archie McDonald, who's out injured.
Yeah, he's doing a really, really good job. He's just getting better and better. His confidence is growing. It's good to see him there. And as you said earlier, they might just have to make that team a little bit bigger for him, but it is all Carter Thompson out front. Can anybody stop him?
Well, big move there from Jacob Hatch on board bike number 99 as well to go up the inside of Tom Drain at Dane's corner at the start of the S's, but it is still Carter Thompson that leads. So it's Thompson, Baker, Orchard, then it's Hatch, Drain, and right behind them is Brendan Demery, who came to grief at that very corner, the Dane's corner, in a race earlier on today. But no surprise to see he's back out there, and his teammate Jacob Hatch is only a couple of bikes ahead of him.
Yeah, and Jacob Hatch had an off as well, didn't he, earlier on in the day? So let's hope that those 2 teammates make it to the end this time round.
As we come out of the AMMF corner and onto the Ducati straight for the first time, Carter Thompson is just trying to stretch out a little bit of a lead over the rest of this field, but you can see there's a very tight pack there, 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th position. As we come out onto the My Bike Motorcycle Insurance straight for the first time, the start is under investigation by Race Direction, so looking back through the field to make sure that no one's got any advantage that they shouldn't have got as we come through the S's now, the spokes.com.au S's in fact. It is still Carter Thompson extending that lead even further, 0.7 of a second it was at the end of the first lap.
Yeah, Brandon Demery just sitting there in 6th at the start of that group. Caleb Gilmore, Zachary Johnson, Joe Marinello behind him and Cameron Dunker. But there is Hatch just in behind Tom Drain at the moment. So, sorry, Reese Ultra just in front of him. And I tell you, Reese is really hanging on. This is really the best ride that I've seen him had. It's a brilliant job.
Well, Jacob Hatch is probably all fired up because he would have seen his lap record from 2019 in the Blue Crew Oceania Junior Cup, but shattered before earlier on in today's program. So he's coming back now, wants to get some action in the Dunlop Supersport 300 class. And he's in a pretty good position at the moment, sitting right behind Rhys Orchard, who has been an unbelievable performer this weekend on board bike number 121. In fact, he's got ahead of him, and he's now sitting right on the back of Benny Baker, who's been on the podium, I think, in every race he's contested so far this weekend on board bike number 72. So the hatchling, he's looking to crack out of the shell, Steve Martin, as he comes down to MA Corner.
Well done, Phil. That's about as good as it gets with that explanation. Yeah, no, you're right. So, I mean, he's just doing a really good, brilliant job. Is the hatchter, so he's got to keep it up. I mean, I just can't get at these guys. I mean, he was in the grass earlier today, and now he's battling almost for the lead, and looks like to be one of the few people that can keep up with Benny Baker and Carter Thompson.
Carter Thompson was 0.3 of a second off his lap record on the first flying lap. Lap record, I think, has been broken several times so far this weekend.
Well, he's well off the lap record pace at the moment, 30.6. He's only done a 30.9. So I guess in the next half a lap, he's about to break the lap record again, is Carter Thompson.
As we mentioned, Tom Drains, a 15 times national champion. I haven't got enough fingers and toes to go. Oh, big moment there for Carter Thompson. You can see how hard he's pushing another one. I think he hit every single bump between the entry to the Alpine Stars corner and the entry to Dane's corner there, but managed to survive all of them. You can see the lightweight nature of these motorcycles. The small bumps really affect them.
Well, what that was literally he was on the limit, like pushing the front. The front was sliding, and he didn't back off, and then he changed direction and bang, the same thing there. So, like, he is just on the absolute limit, and if he's not careful, he's going to get caught out. You only need to win by a tenth of a second, not 10 seconds.
I'm not sure that Carter Thompson's actually aware of that, the way he's been riding over the last couple of years. He wants to win by the biggest possible margin on every single occasion. And he's coming down now through the final corners of this lap. This is the third lap of the 9-lap journey to come across the line. What's his lead out to? It was 1.7 seconds at intermediate number 3. At the start-finish line, it looks like it may have increased a fraction more. No, it's been decreased, in fact, to 1.5 seconds. So Baker and Hatch are on the charge, with Orchard right behind them and Drain as well.
Yeah, that was a scrappy lap by Carter Thompson. He, normally he's inch perfect. It looks like he's doing it easy, and you can see with his lap time, 31.1. So he was 2 or 3 tenths off of the 30s that he was into before. So. He's just going to have to take another breath and compose himself and hold it all together. He's still in a class of his own, though. I'm just like picking, really.
Well, the GTR Motorstars team have had an impressive debut in the championship last year. Carter Thompson won the R3 Cup in the 2 rounds that it was contested over in the 2020 championship, and he's got off to a flying start here, riding full-time for the team, as well as having overseas duties in the Asia Talent Cup as well. So a very busy year for Carter Thompson, former champion in the Yamaha Blue Crew Oceania Junior Cup championship as well. In fact, he was the inaugural champion. He was a standout from the very start, Steve. I think he won 3 of the 6 rounds in that year when he won the championship.
Yeah, I mean, he is. The whole family, they're a racing family. His brother races too, so just keep an eye on that name in the future.
Yeah, his brother's racing in the Blue Crew Oceania Junior Cup here this weekend as well. Oh, we've got one down. I think that might be Jacob Hatch gone down. It looked like the orange wheels of Jacob Hatch. It is, unfortunately. Bike number 99 has...
bit the dust again, unfortunately. That's 2 times today. He's got the pace, but he just needs to find the consistency to stay on the track.
Yeah, it was a bit of it. Looked like he ran a fraction wide. May have come into contact with that curb on the exit of MA corner, and he's gone down.
Rhys Orchard's not too worried about that, though, because that moves him up a position, and he's right on the back of Tom Drain now, remembering that Rhys Orchard would love to get a podium here today.
Well, I think if he gets a podium here this weekend, that Jake Skate and the team better find some more funding, because they need to put another bike on. It's been an impressive debut in the GP Pro team.
Absolutely.
Oh, Pro GP Racing team.
Pro GP Racing team with Jake Skate, I believe.
Yep, that's right. Man's got plenty of international experience, been over spinning spanners in the CIV and CEV championships over the last couple of years, as well as part of the Oceania Junior Cup crew. So he would have come into contact with all of these riders through that program as well, and was in a good position to start up his own team. Hopefully Archie McDonald, his rider, will be back on track very, very soon. Another rider with a lot of promise. Speaking of riders with a lot of promise, Benny Baker on board bike number 72 has tasted victory this weekend, as has Tom Drain on board bike number 59 in the Blue Crew Oceania Junior Cup class in the past.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, all of these guys are brilliant riders, and you know, it won't be too long, and in the future, these guys will either be overseas or they'll be riding the Superbikes, and we'll really be talking about them. Oh,
so we've got another rider down, bike number 12.
Yeah, that's, of course, Henry Snell from Queensland. He's run off at some point on the circuit, unfortunately. Doesn't look too bad. Hopefully he can get that bike back up and running.
Carter Thompson's last lap was 4 1/1000 of a second off his new lap record set, I think it was earlier on today, a 1:30.673. On that last lap, Steve, a 1:30.677. That's
a pretty impressive lap time, isn't it?
Well, when you have a look at it, that's it's getting out towards a second faster than anyone else on track on the last lap. His current lead is 2.5 seconds over the rest of the field.
Yeah, he's just riding brilliantly at the moment. I mean, when I look at him ride, it looks to me like honestly a Moto 3 rider, just like hitting every apex, getting on the gas at the right point, doing everything right.
So we're looking at the battle now between Cameron Dunker on board bike number 3, Caleb Gilmore on 78, Joe Marinello on board bike number 88, Zach Johnson from the Johnson Racing team on bike number 22 as well. You won't miss that one. That's the bright orange machine, the fourth bike in that group. And then the next rider through, Peter Nerlich on board bike number 97, who's been riding in the Supersport 300 class for quite a few years now, a very experienced campaigner in this class.
No, he certainly is. And Benny Baker's got a little bit of pressure now from Tom Drain right behind him, starting to look for a way past there in that second and third position. Reese Altred's back down in fourth now. He seems to have dropped off a little bit.
Tom Drain, as we mentioned, a man that's won 15 Australian championships, but he's also won 3 AMA championships as well. A very, very well-credentialed flat track rider from country New South Wales, I believe. So doing a great job here on board bike number 59. And that red machine is very easy to pick out amongst all the white and blue machines in this class.
Yeah, it certainly looks nice, well presented. And I'm sure that with all of that history that he's got already, he will know how important presentation is.
So through the Alpine Stars sweeper they go. Look at Ben Baker, elbow on the ground. He's almost got his chin on the ground, a style very reminiscent of Mark Chiodo in his younger days when you couldn't see him when he were going around a corner. There'd be nothing on the side of the bike except his leg. Well, Ben Baker looks very, very similar as he makes his way down through the S's now, through the AGV corner and down into Dunlop.
He certainly leans off, doesn't he? You can see the two different styles between those guys there. Benny Baker tucked right in. Tom Drain just behind him, hard on the brakes into the AWMF corner, onto Ducati straight. Tom Drain hard on the gas.
Looked like he got a great run too.
Yeah, he did. He's going to come through. How good is he on the brakes? He's going up the inside. Yes. Makes it stick, but does Ben Baker dip back to the inside? Can't do it. Tom Drain's made the move.
Well, that was a quality move there from Tom Drain on the brakes to get the better of Benny Baker. But Baker's got unbelievable drive out of the final corner, Yamaha Revhart corner, and he's taken the lead back on the straight. Didn't even look like he needed to use the slipstream, Steve. He just got the drive and got a brilliant run.
He got a brilliant drive out. Tom Drain was like tight on the exit. Benny Baker got a much better drive out, and it's all about the drive and the corner speed here. If you lose a little bit of drive or a little bit of corner speed, you will lose seconds away. You've got to keep these things rolling.
They're on lap 8 of the 9-lap journey. Now look at this battle here. This has been going on for race distance. 5 riders all disputing 6th position at the moment. Currently that is being held by Cameron Dunker on board bike number 3. We say it many times, but another graduate of the Blue Crew Oceania Junior Cup Championship. As we make our way through the Alpine Stars S's, Caleb Gilmore trying to find a way past if they're not careful. Joe Marinello on board bike number 88 will be having a go up the inside, but it's Nerlich that has a look up the inside of Marinello. He doesn't get the job done, and coming around the outside of him is Zach Johnson, who's just made up 2 places in 2 corners there through Denise and AGV and moved now up into, I think that will
Dunlop.
Be about 8th position.
Bit of a touch there. These guys are having a real good battle out there, aren't they?
These two are having a real good battle as well, but this one is for 2nd position, 2nd and 3rd position, in fact. The last 2 places on the podium behind our current race leader. He's coming across to get the last lap board. Last lap board for Carter Thompson, our race leader on board bike number 50. His fastest lap of the race, a 1:30.60 for a new lap record in the class.
Just on fire as we head into that final lap. It is 72. Benny Baker in second position. Tom Drain knows what he has to do. Carter Thompson knows what he has to do. He just has to get to the finish line without any hiccups.
All I can say is I hope Ben Baker has got some sliders on the elbows of those Alpine Star leathers, otherwise he's going to have a massive hole in them at the end of this race as he makes his way out of the Pirelli corner now and down towards Alpine Stars.
Well, this
Drain is setting up here for a possible overtaking manoeuvre into the S's.
Yep, definitely got an opportunity to come up here if he dives up the inside here. He's not looking at it though. He's got his mind further on. I think he's going to try into that final corner.
He looked like he had the right line, but Baker was just too far ahead. He couldn't quite get up the inside. As they come through AGV corner now for the final time. Through Dunlop. There's only a couple of straights to go and a couple of overtaking manoeuvres. Is this an overtaking point, Steve, or will he wait until MA corner?
No, he's got to wait till MA corner. He's got to set it up here. He's nice and good on the brakes. He can't get out of shape here. He's got to get good drive. He's got good drive out of here, and he's got to use a slipstream. He's got better drive than Benny Baker. He's going to do what he did before. It's going to be a desperation dive. Down the Ducati straight he goes. He's late on the brakes. He's got to try and hold it tight now. Ben Baker cut back through side by side, but he's cut him off and he's gone through. And it's Carter Thompson to take the win. But
who will take second position? Edwards, around the outside, Baker. I think Baker might have got it. He got better drive out of the corner once again. That bike seems to punch off the corners very well, and Tom Drain, I think, has been just thwarted on the line in his attempt to take second position off Benny Baker. As the rest of the field comes through, I think that's Caleb Gilmore does take that sixth position. Oh, sorry, Cameron Dunker takes sixth position. No, Caleb Gilmore does get it. Caleb Gilmore on the 78 machine takes sixth. Cameron Dunker in seventh. Zach Johnson in eighth. That battle that we'd been so interested in and taken a lot of footage from because it was so entertaining. But our race leader, race winner, Carter Thompson, a new lap record, victory by 4.3 seconds over the rest of the field, complete domination of the Dunlop Supersport 300 class pretty much this weekend.
Yeah, what a result for Carter Thompson. I mean, who could have imagined that coming in? This class shouldn't be like this. It should be all nice and close.
Benny Baker was second by 4.3 seconds. Tom Drain in third. Brendan Demery, a great ride from him to finish in fourth place. Impressive debut in the Pro GP Racing Team for Reece Orchard, the replacement rider in fifth position. Caleb Gilmore in sixth, Cameron Dunker in seventh, Zach Johnson in eighth, Joe Marinello in ninth, and Peter Nerlich rounded out the top 10.
Yeah, he was having a good little battle too, wasn't he? Lucas Quinn in 11th, Jake Farnsworth in 12th, James Jacob in 13th, Matthew Rindell, Clay Clegg gets the last point, Zach Patendi just misses out this time, Glenn Nelson, Jonathan Nolis in 18th, Laura Brown, quiet weekend for her in 19th, and 20th is Teo Aksu on the R3.
They've made their way to Park for May. They're with Rihanna.
Another fantastic race for our Dunlop Supersport 300 class. Congratulations once again in third position, Tom Drain. You had a fair fight on your hands there to get that third place.
Yeah, it was a good battle with Benny towards the end of the race, and I'd just like to thank all my sponsors, CSS, Icons, MD Steel, Heath for getting me a bike, and the GDR Motorstars team.
And just quickly tell us what's happening tomorrow, Tom. Some pretty exciting stuff for you.
Yeah, I fly out to go to Oceania Cup with the MotoGP.
Well, we wish you all the best with that experience, Tom. And in second place, we have Ben Baker once again on the podium. Congratulations, Ben. It's been a really fantastic start to the year for you.
Thanks. Yeah, this is the best start we've had to a year. Normally it ends in a DNF or something, but it's good to get 3 second places. Good for the championship. Looking forward to the next round. Thanks to everyone who helped me get a bike for this round after leaving my old team. It's awesome. Thanks to Greg, Mark Weaver, Sydney Dino, Shoei, Alpine Star, Yamaha, and everyone else. Thanks.
Well done, Ben. Congratulations on your outstanding first round. And Carter Thompson, you have completely dominated this weekend. Congratulations. And you also are flying out tomorrow. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, I'll be flying out tomorrow with Tom to go to Qatar, race Asia Talent Cup. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
That's some pretty exciting stuff. You've had an awesome weekend. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Congratulate our top 3 for the race 3 of the Dunlop Supersport 300, Carter Thompson, Ben Baker and Tom Drain.
Final race on the program, final race for the Yamaha Financial Services R3 Cup at Winton Motor Raceway. My Bike Insurance Australian Superbike Championships ready to go on the warm-up lap, and they're away. As we said with Damien Cutler, he's so impressed and proud of the young riders that have made their way through the junior ranks, through his Moto Stars, through the Blue Crew Oceania Junior Cup Championship, and now up into this championship as well. And geez, they're all doing such a fantastic job.
Well, Carter Thompson is heading off to Qatar at race in Asia Talent Cup, isn't he?
He is, and also Tom Drain is in the Asian Talent Cup as well.
So pretty much straight from here onto the plane, I think it is, and over to Qatar, is that correct?
That's right. So Carter Thompson, he'll be starting from pole position in this race on board bike number 50. Tom Drain in second place, and Benny Baker on bike number 72 in third.
Brandon Demery, Jacob Hatch and Reece Alfred take out row 2.
Caleb Gilmore, Jake Farnsworth and Cameron Dunker will start out of position 7, 8 and 9 on row 3. Matty Rendell, Clay Clegg and Lucas Quinn on row 4, with Laura Brown, Glenn Nelson and Brodie Gorwith on row 6. Let's go racing for the final time today. R3 Cup is go. Good start there from Tom Drain to see he controlled the wheel stand. Got a great run off the line and could very well lead them down in towards turn 1 for the first time. He does. He goes through the spokes.com.au S's and up over the hill with Carter Thompson and Ben Baker in very close company. And the good news is the whole field has made their way through the very tricky turn 1 and 2 area very safely on the first occasion.
Carter Thompson almost already looking for a way past down the inside there, but it's Tom Drain who takes the lead out front at the moment as they head into the big sweeper, the Alpine Stars sweeper here at Winton Motorsport Raceway.
So there we go, round through Alpine Stars corner and down into the Dainese turn. Scene of plenty of action so far this weekend. Carter Thompson had a bit of a look up the inside, couldn't quite find a way through. No surprise to see Tom Drain, who's a very experienced dirt track rider, getting off to a great start. And unfortunately, that rider has given his At1 Pro race suit a little bit of a workout over there in, is that the Dainese corner at the start of the S's, Steve?
It could well be. Not sure who that is, but we will bring that news to you very shortly. I think it's Farnsworth. It's Jake Farnsworth who's gone down there, unfortunately for him. Carter Thompson, how strong is he on the brakes? He's not going to do it this time. And it's Tom Drain who's about to lead through over the line.
There's Jacob Hatch on board bike number 99, has made his way up into 4th place. He's got away with the leading group. He's been a real wild card this weekend because he's either been there or unfortunately having bad luck.
Well, better to have the speed and be there than not. But
no, not have the speed at all.
That's it. Carter Thompson.
He's got speed.
He's certainly got speed. He's made the most of it and slipped himself back into front.
As we mentioned, though, he's grown 10 centimetres since he won his Blue Crew Oceania Cup Junior Championship only just on a year ago. He's certainly changed in stature, but his mum was telling me he has not put on any weight since he's grown 10 centimetres. How do you do that?
Yeah, well, you know, he's a kid. That's what happens. They just grow taller and nothing else happens. They eat. But, yeah, nevertheless, I hope they bought a big trailer because they'll be taking home a lot of trophies this weekend.
There we go through Dainese corner. It is still Drain, Baker and Hatch that are queued up behind Carter Thompson. And we've been saying it all weekend, the different styles. You can see there that Carter Thompson's style is a little bit different to the dirt tracker of Tom Drain, but Benny Baker is the real MotoGP looking rider in this. He's scraping his elbows, he's scraping his chin. Look at that, well, that's head right down.
He's got the Marc Marquez look, hasn't he? You know, it pretty much is just like Marc Marquez, the way that he does that.
Seems to be working for him because he's had some good results this weekend. But look at Drain.
Well,
he's looking the most impressive in this race than what he has all weekend.
Oh, absolutely. You know, and that's all it takes. You know, it takes a few laps. You find out you've got a problem in a race. You come in, make a small change, head back out. It's a little bit better. Another change before you know it. You know, you're been able to run up near the front. Like we've got 4 guys now running the same pace as Carter Thompson. Carter Thompson in every other race this weekend, except for the one that Benny Baker won, was gone. Well,
the lap record of Max Stouffer of a 131.332 has just been demolished by Carter Thompson, a 131.202.
Oh,
so he's
we got a faller in the background. Got a faller in the background there.
Would that have been Brandon Demery?
Not sure who it was.
Yep, there's still Hatch, and Demery doesn't look like he's there because he was sitting in Yep, he's now falling down the timesheets on our CompuTime timing monitor. Brandon Demery on board bike number 11. And Jacob Hatch has got a jump start, and we've also got a red flag.
So that's number 20 that's gone off there. So
that's Jonathan Nalus, the rider making his debut this weekend.
I've got a feeling there might be another rider down.
Red flag, so it looks like he's a pretty big-looking 14-year-old. Now, JJ.
Well, you know, they'll
come back to the grid, Steve. It'll be interesting to see how much longer this race will go for, because they were on the third lap of the 8-lap journey. So I'm guessing it will be probably about a 4-lap sprint to the end.
Yep, that sounds about right.
No, that's someone well and truly in the air fence. That'll require a little bit more pumping up.
That's Brandon Demery, isn't it?
All right, so we're ready to go racing. Race restart for the Yamaha Finance R3 Cup. Red flag about to leave the grid. Final race on today's program. Carter Thompson on pole position. R3 Cup is go. Good start once again for Tom Drain. He's got a cracking start, but Benny Baker's also got a good start as well. And they move over to the left-hand side of the right-hand side of the track to stop Carter Thompson coming up the inside as they make their way through the S's for the first time. We've got one rider off the track there, but he's managed to get it back on. That was bike number 35, I think.
Faris Fleming.
Yep, he's had an interesting weekend in both the Blue Crew Oceania Junior Cup and the 300s as well. But the good news is he's got it back on track, and he's just behind the main group, but he'll be surging his way back through the field. Will be Varis.
There's Zane Kinner there as well, just in that group of riders, but good to see Tom Drain out front. Is it the first time that Tom Drain's led this weekend?
No, well, the first leg was, but yes, in this final race, I don't think he's been able to do it so far, because it's been either Ben Baker or Carter Thompson that have led all of the races.
That's what I mean. Like, he's having a good afternoon so far. He's got himself in the right spot.
He's having a cracking afternoon, and also Jacob Hatch is right there in 4th place as well. So on bike number 99, keep your eye on him as they come down to AMMF corner. It is Drain and Carter Thompson. Benny Baker's just lost a little bit, so he must have made a mistake up there through the S's, because he's certainly lost touch with Drain and Carter Thompson. Both of these young men, as we mentioned, on the plane to Qatar at the completion of this event this weekend.
Look at Carter Thompson, just dives up the inside as if it's no effort at all. What a good move that was. Just nice and stable, steady, smooth. Whether you like him or you don't like him, he looks like Lorenzo in his prime to me.
And I think he was 11 when he made his debut in the Blue Crew Oceania Junior Cup, so that would mean he's probably still not 14 years of age. Is Carter Thompson.
Jacob Hatch.
He's off the track. He manages to keep it on track. He's lost a couple of positions there, and Reece Orchard has gone past him along with Cameron Dunker on board bike number 3. There goes Jonathan Nalus down the inside. Great debut from him this weekend. He's riding with some campaigners that have been road racing for many, many years, and he's making his road race debut this weekend on board bike number 20.
Yeah, he's certainly doing a very good job out there. It was Benny Baker's turn to take it to Carter Thompson earlier in the day. Well, to me, it looks like it's Tom Drain who wants to have a bit of a crack at him now, isn't it?
So through the S as we go, that's AGV corner for Carter Thompson.
Into Dunlop now, onto that short back straight, the AMMF back straight here at the Winton Motorsport Race Park. Hard on the brakes, onto the Ducati straight, down behind the screen, full gas already for these little machines, the R3s.
Here we come down to
Tom
MA
Drain,
corner.
look at that.
That was exactly what he was able to do in the race earlier on too this morning, was he carried great speed out of AMMF corner and down the Ducati straight, and he was able to set himself up for several manoeuvres into Motorcycling Australia corner. Has a look over his shoulder.
He took his hand off the bar then too, expecting to tell someone to sit behind him. These guys love telling whoever's behind them to stay behind them.
And the people behind love taking no notice.
Absolutely. It's like they've never seen it. What's he doing, is what they say. And then they do the same thing.
He's going to tell Benny Baker, who loves telling other people to do that, even when he's leading.
Benny Baker's already told someone behind him, and there was nobody behind him.
So here we come down through Pirelli corner. It is still Thompson, Drain and Baker that lead. They've been the 3-class acts in the 300 classes, whether it's Yamaha Finance R3 Cup or whether it's Dunlop Supersport 300 this weekend. They have been consistently at the front of the field and the ones to beat for a race win in any of these races. Look at that drone shot as they enter Alpine Stars corner, that very fast left-handed sweeper.
Yeah, it's a beautiful shot, isn't it? Really showcases the speed of the bikes as they enter through there.
So it looks like Carter Thompson has managed to just pull out another bike length. He's just eking his way ahead at the front. And that mistake that Ben Baker made a lap or so ago, Steve, has really punished him because he's lost touch with the leaders, and I can't see that unless something happens to them that he'll be able to make his way back. Oh, we've got one down.
Tom Drain's down. Tom Drainer's down. He must have run off the track.
That's a fair way out of the corner too. It's not like he's
no, that's right.
End.
So he must have gone too far onto the ripple strip, I would say. We might get a different angle look at that. But, yeah.
Let's hope there's a GoPro replay that can show us what happened there to our second place man. That's put Benny Baker up into second place. He'll be happy the fact that he's taken some points for second place. He won't be happy the fact that he's now 1.7 seconds behind our race leader.
Well, I'll tell you what, Cameron Dunker and Reece Archer right here, right now, will be going, right, this is on for the podium.
And it would be, I think it could be their first podiums for the other weekend. Reece Orchard would love nothing more than to take a podium in his debut for the Pro GP team this weekend.
Yep, you might say the way that it's looking that he might be making another appearance, wouldn't you?
Well, it depends how quickly Archie McDonald, their regular rider, recovers from the broken leg. We've seen him walking around this weekend with a boot on. Yeah. Unfortunately, another one of our young riders, Angus Grenfell, also not here this weekend because he's walking around with a space boot on as well. And both of them, to their credit, are here this weekend to watch all their mates and cheer them on.
Yeah, good to see those guys in and about the paddock. You know, Archie McDonald, he's a brilliant young rider. He's going to go a long way too, but he needs to hopefully get that leg all sorted out, get back on, you know, on these things.
Archie McDonald took a podium in his first weekend on board the 300.
Yep. He broke his leg on a push bike. So, you know, maybe he needs to get back on the motorbike and give the push bikes a miss.
Here we go. Here's a GoPro action replay.
Yeah.
I think he got on the gas and it looked like he may have lost the back end.
Yeah, the back just came round on him. He was just trying too hard to catch up to Carter Thompson and just slid out, basically.
But as we said, Steve, it was a fair way out of the corner, wasn't it? Certainly not that he'd lost it on the way in. Look at this.
Reece
Up in the third place is Reece Orchard on board bike number 121. He's got ahead of Cameron Dunker, but the hatchling is arriving on the scene as well.
Yeah, well... Oh, no, not again!
Oh, I just can't believe the weekend that Jacob Hatch has had.
Oh my, oh my. That's just so unfortunate. He's
never going to die wondering, is he, Jacob Hatch? He's pushed it up the inside, got through, but unfortunately just ran a fraction wide, and I think he was out on the ripple strip. There's no way in the world he was going to make that corner.
Yeah, if he wasn't on the ripple strip, he had the front already you know, like on the absolute limit, trying to turn it back, and then he got on the gas, which takes the weight of the bike to the back, which means the front folds. So if he'd have backed off a little bit there, the front may have gripped a bit more and he may have made it. But anyway, yeah, it's history now.
Up the inside is Cameron Dunker on board bike number 3 to take back third position. So it is Carter Thompson, our race leader, Baker in second. There's 3.4 seconds gap between two of them. Then there's about 2 seconds gap back to Reece Orchard and Cameron Dunker that are dicing it out for the first podium for those two this weekend.
Yeah, that's going to be really interesting to see. There'll be a few people waving their fists over the wall when those two boys go past. It's all Carter Thompson has to do now is just bring it home. He's got no pressure. Benny Baker behind him. He's had a stellar weekend too. But who will get the last podium? It's Reece Orchard at the moment.
Well, there's 10 corners to go because we're on our final lap now. We'll keep our eye on this battle at the moment. It is Reece Orchard on board 121 on the Pro GP Yamaha R3 with the GTR Motorstars machine of Clay Clegg. I think it's the satellite team of GTR Motorstars that Clay Clegg is actually riding for.
Yep.
They've got so many young riders that they're looking after this weekend. That was one of the reasons why Damien Cudlin had to leave straight after the Blue Crew Oceania Junior Cup coverage that he came up and did with us. Carter Thompson and Benny Baker are just about through the S's, but let's look at this battle here. We've got, I think Dunker was trying to have a look past, couldn't find a way past the 121 machine. Regardless of who ends up on the podium, it's been an impressive debut on board the Pro GP machine for Reece Orchard on board bike number 121. And Cameron Dunker showed that he is a future star of this Yamaha R3 Cup class.
Reece Ultra right now needs to go tight down the inside. If he wants to get this one, he's got to leave no gap for Dunker to go. That's what he needs to do to guarantee it. Will he leave a gap? We'll find out soon, but it's all Carter Thompson.
Yeah, Carter Thompson's onto the straight. He's charging to another victory and another 25 points towards his championship. He is the R3 Cup champion from last year. As they come to the line, Benny Baker takes the second place, and Cameron Dunker outsmarts Reece Orchard on the last lap, in the last corners, to take third place in his first podium for the weekend. No disputing who is the victor in this class this weekend. Carter Thompson on track for Yamaha R3 Cup Championship number 2. Takes the win by 4.3 seconds over Benny Baker. Cameron Dunker in third. Reece Orchard in fourth place. Matty Rindell in fifth place. Good ride from him on board bike number 95. Clay Clegg, Caleb Gilmore, Lucas Quinn, Zach Pettendy, and Glenn Nelson round out the top 10.
Yeah, good job by Zach Pettendy there. Brody Gorth, Laura Brown in 12th. Teo Aksu in 13th. 14th, unfortunately, Jacob Hatch managed to get that bike up and get across the line. 15th and last point, Varys Fleming, Jonathan Nolis, Zane Kinner in 17th, Henry Snell, and Tom Drone didn't finish.
Time to head down to Rihanna.
Yeah, we have the podium winners for the race 3 of the Yamaha Finance R3 Cup. In third place, Cameron Dunker. Congratulations, Cameron, getting on the podium for the first race in 2021.
Thank you. It was a really hard race. I didn't think that it was possible, but then seeing the guy in second go down, then knew I was in for the hunt.
You had a fantastic battle there for third. You did an exceptional job to hang on.
Thank you. It was a really big struggle all weekend, like find it hard to get a setup, but we did it in the end, so very happy.
Congratulations, Cameron Dunker. And in second position, once again, Ben Baker. Well done. We've seen him on the podium plenty of times this weekend. You've had an outstanding weekend.
Yeah, thanks. It's been an awesome weekend. Besides the one race, we had to start from pit lane because we thought it was going to rain, so we threw the wets in. We still managed to get some good points, 10th, so I'll take it. Just like to thank everyone who supports me. Yamaha, Shoei, Alpine Star, SCK Excavation, UTEC Designed, Mark Weaver, Sydney Dino, Greg Eppers, Lockie, and just everyone else. Thank you.
Congratulations, Ben Baker, and taking out the victory for race 3. He's been on the podium in almost every single race this weekend. Carter Thompson, congratulations. You've had an outstanding weekend.
Yeah, thank you. It's been a great weekend. I couldn't have done it without Heath, Damien, Jamie, and everyone. I got to thank Yamaha, Pirelli and Motul for being behind the team, everyone that's helped me, KYT.
And we wish you all the best for your endeavours as you head overseas tomorrow. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Congratulations to our top 3 for race 3 of the Yamaha Finance R3 Cup. Carter Thompson, Ben Baker and Cameron Dunker.
Championship points for the R3 Cup. Carter Thompson, 70 points. Benny Baker on 56, and Caleb Gilmore, as we mentioned, he finished in 7th place in that race, but a consistent weekend puts him in 3rd place overall for the championship. Cameron Dunker in 4th, Reece Orchard in 5th place, Tom Drain in 6th, Brendan Demery in 7th, Brody Gorwith in 8th, Matty Rindell in 9th place, and Jacob Hatch, despite a couple of crashes, finishes in 10th position. Back to you, Rihanna.
Well, Steve Martin, that is it for round 2. We look forward to plenty more action as we head to round 3 at Wakefield Park in a couple of weeks' time. Thanks very much to Phil Harlem for all his work in commentary. Of course, to you, Steve Martin. Catch all the action and keep up to date on asbk.com.au and, of course, all across our social media channels. We'll catch you in a couple of weeks.